Welcome back to what's going to be another huge couple of days of adventures. Earlier this year we took a road trip up to the tip of New Zealand, as far north as you can possibly go. Even though we'd visited before as kids, it was definitely amazing to see again, and it was sunny and it was beautiful. Over the next few days, things are likely going to be the absolute opposite, and in more ways than one. For something that is hundreds of millions of years... We're making our way south to the Catlins and Bluff at the very bottom of New Zealand, to an area that we've never explored before. But it's supposed to be horrific weather and there's no protection down there at all from the winds. Either way, we're excited because the Catlins is known as a bit of a hidden gem full of natural beauty, rare and endangered wildlife, rainforests, sandy beaches and waterfalls.
Oh my gosh! They're so cute!
There it goes.
Bye! In the last episode we checked out some 60 million year old boulders,
Surprise!
a homemade castle and the world's steepest street in Dunedin, which is where we're leaving from this morning for our first 2 hours down the coast to Nugget Point to check out one of the country's oldest lighthouses. Over the next few days we're also going to do some penguin spotting, check out a 170 million year old petrified forest, which just sounds crazy, and it would be an absolute crime to leave Bluff without trying some of the world's most famous oysters. Well, maybe. Disclaimer, I've never eaten an oyster in my life and I'm not going to commit to it.
I like your restaurant.
Welcome to Nugget Point Bar, Cafe, whatever you want it to be. We have just arrived here and we plan to go to the Catlins brewery, but we pulled up and it was like some rando house and everything is closed. We found another cafe to go to, closed. So, yeah, we're just making...
Is that rain?
It just started raining. We're going to make some gourmet toasted sandwiches, put some chicken, cheese, tomato, all the good stuff.
This is where we are. Right along the coast here. And the lighthouse is just there behind all of that. Yeah, it's really quite bad now.
Is it?
Yep. This isn't really panning out how we had planned.
Well, at least we'll have some lunch. Hopefully it will stop raining, and then it's only supposed to be like a 150 metre walk or something, but yeah, hopefully it clears up soon.
Toasted sandwiches for 5 out of 5. I've left a great review on Google for you.
Well, I am the only cafe in the Catlins at the moment, so...
It seems that way, doesn't it? You may notice I trimmed all my hair off this morning. Windy situations like this. Should be a breeze from here now. Woohoo! Literally a breeze. Lighthouse viewpoint 900 metres up. Clifftop viewpoint 150 that way.
I want the lighthouse.
Let's go up. The roads with that wind, that is the sketchiest roads and the trickiest situation that we have been in. Typically I'm driving at about 95 to 100 k's and Aston handles it fine. There was one corner in particular I've been driving at 80 because it is so windy and it has such a huge impact on the camper van. We're going around a corner and I was at 60 or 70 k's and the wind was blowing, and we're at the point I couldn't really steer any harder because it's too much angle for the car. Like, we could tip, but the wind was pushing us further and further to the cliff. I sketched out a little bit. Yeah, it was. You can feel it. Like, the camper van is obviously so high and like it's not all one length the whole way, so yeah, you can tell when the wind blows it just kind of goes like this all over the road. It's a little bit sketchy. Haven't had any problems anywhere else though. These trees, we just read a little information thingy that said woven by the wind, and a lot of the trees have been sort of, how did they explain it? They're on the piss.
They're in the direction that the wind blows, so that's why there's a lot of tree tunnels and things like this that look like they're leaning over the fence saying hello.
I think the correct term is, yeah, they're on the piss. They're all on the piss. They're on the lean because they're being pushed up against the trees, up against the cliff the whole time. With such a ruthless and rugged coastline, it's no surprises this is one of New Zealand's oldest lighthouses, and it turns out the name of the point is a bit more literal than what we'd expected.
You see the nuggies?
Yeah, that makes sense now.
Nuggies! When Captain James Cook came over this way, he saw these rocks in the water that looked like gold or little nuggets of gold, so he named this Nugget Point. And this is Nugget Point Lighthouse behind us. Shoo. Wow.
The lighthouse is 9.5 meters high, and this point right here is 76 meters above sea level. It's ferocious down there, isn't it?
Scary.
It's kind of intimidating and scary. We've got almost reverse styled pancake rocks. Have you noticed?
Oh yeah, that's what you're saying.
Like they're very layered, but not layered up. They're layered across.
The more you
We've got
look,
horizontal.
sorry to interrupt you, the more you look, the more caves you can spot in little places where the water has completely eroded the rock. A cool thing about travel is getting local recommendations. Our inbox was flooded with messages about making sure we didn't miss Purakanui Falls, a unique 3-tiered waterfall 40 minutes further down the coast. A 10-minute walk through native forest and escaping the wind was a big old yes for us.
Big trees too. Oh, anything in there?
No.
Wow, he's very hollow though.
Look at this bit, look at this bit.
Whoa!
You can see in the whole thing.
Look at these little
Nubbins.
nubs.
I think that's the scientific term.
All the way up there. He's so big. So weird, just instantly off the road like this, and now we're just knee deep in nature right here. It feels a lot like the walk that we did when we were up in Anchorage at Abel Tasman. Really green, not a huge amount of coverage, not quite a tree tunnel, so it doesn't get 10 out of 10 from me. It's an 8 out of 10 maybe for setup, but peaceful. Lots of local birds singing for us. Looks like there's a running stream here. I'm assuming that's going to get a lot louder once we get closer to the falls anyway. Stace is singing for us as well. Cool.
This might be the prettiest waterfall I've ever seen.
As a long-time Subaru fan, I love seeing a WRX or bug-eyed drifting dirt roads, but what I don't love is drifting a 7-meter camper van on some stupidly sketchy gravel roads in the wind and the rain. Yet somehow, there we were.
After 1 kilometer, turn left.
Maps managed to send us on a hill climb stage featuring some serious sliding risk up and over a bloody mountain. After a tense 20 minutes, we were luckily back on the main road and heading towards our home for the night, Curio Bay.
Curio Bay is a spot well known for its coastline and rare wildlife. Arriving at the campground was a bit odd though. No one was there and instructions were pretty scarce, so Dane investigated while I stayed warm. Eventually we got it sorted and quickly rushed out for a nighttime mission we'd been planning for ages.
Those waves are so aggressive. Look, we're on a penguin hunt, but the chances of seeing one are slim, surely.
I've been hunting for penguins for 5 weeks now. I really hope we get to see some. It's dusk as well, so it's like prime time for them returning home.
Yeah, they've been out doing their 50 kilometres worth of travel and food hunting, and they're coming back to a warm bed. It's not warm. Great
It's
weather.
not warm.
Not good weather.
I don't know, hopefully.
Let's see, this feels likely here. This is the spot. Again, we stood, we scanned, we waited and we shivered, but no luck. More than anywhere else on this trip, this was the place we were hoping for a sighting. The Catlins is home to the rarest penguin in the world, the yellow-eyed penguin, a real local treasure, and a treasure we were just obviously never destined to see.
Something we could see though was the Petrified Forest, right on the doorstep of the campground, a crazy Jurassic forest that's been fossilized into the shoreline. 170 million years ago, heavy rain hit ash-covered volcanoes, creating rich floodwater, literally turning the forest to stone within months. Unlike animal fossils, this happening to wood is super rare and only possible because of how quickly it all happened, preserving the trees and the coastline forever.
What is it?
This is a log.
Whoa! That is an entire tree!
Apparently there are areas as well where you can spot, hopefully you can hear me, where you can spot fern fronds as well that have been fossilized. I really want to find one of them because I saw a photo online and it looked so cool. It's pretty hard to believe that this place is 170 million years old and it used to look like the forest that's behind us and now it's fossilized in rocks on the beach. It just blows my mind.
The deeper you start to look, it's a bit like the seal colony earlier on in the trip. Is it? Oh yeah, they're camouflage.
Oh, there's one down here.
Look.
Oh, they're actually everywhere. At first I couldn't see anything.
There's hundreds. Everywhere you look, if you actually start to analyze the rocks, you start to notice things, and this is from wood through here, and then you can kind of make sense. Oh, that looks a bit gross actually. you can kind of see in there. There's wood in there too. This is ridiculous. It's like walking in a museum on the beach for something that is hundreds of millions of years. Ah! How you doing? Crazy person.
It feels so weird.
The size of this bloody seaweed is stupid.
It feels like a tire. Doesn't it?
Oh my god, it's so thick and spongy. That is weird seaweed.
Don't eat it.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. I had no idea that anything like this even exists in the world, and the fact that we're allowed to walk on here feels a little bit odd.
I know, I feel like, oh sorry tree, oh sorry.
Yeah.
But I guess if it's lasted 170 million years old, me walking on it's not going to do much.
Although there is a sign out there that says that people are actually coming and sort of chipping away and taking mementos. Don't be that person. That's some stupid shit right there. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Yeah, you heard me.
It's like tree bits. It's like hieroglyphics for trees. Can you see that?
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's tree trunks or something forest related. Huh. Meow. Meow.
Wow.
After 400 meters, you will reach your destination.
That has been a crazy windy and very slow drive for the past hour and a half, isn't it?
Real windy. We're shaking just by sitting here now.
You see, well, the camera's moving. That's not from me doing that.
We pulled up and one of our skylight windows had kind of half opened. You explained it really well the other day when you were like, it feels like you're being punched. And that's how it feels when you're on a straight or something, and then it's like, ooh. You just get punched. And there's a new thing on that I've never seen before on the dash that has something that says pops up with a exclamation mark, and it says something about a crosswind something or other intervention or something like that. So the vehicle is actually trying to assist us because the wind is that intense. It's crazy. Anyway, welcome to Bluff. Yay! I've never been to Bluff.
Never been to Bluff.
I always say we've never been here, and Dane's like, oh, I've been here.
There's this song that a lot of Kiwis would know, which is actually for a dog food. And I think it's Tux, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it goes, Cape Reinga to the Bluff. Only one thing is good enough, and it's Tux. Keeps him full of life. It is a fiddle, sharp as a knife. Never thought I would do that on camera. So basically...
I think we sung that when we were in Cape Reinga.
Oh, we probably did.
To put this in context, Cape Reinga is the very tippity top of the North Island, and Bluff is the very southern, well, slope point is technically
yeah, there are some technicalities
Anyway,
about...
we're at the very bottom of the South Island, and the most popular thing to do in Bluff is to eat bluff oysters.
Bluff oysters are the, like, creme de la creme of oysters. You go out, like, if you go out on oysters... Sorry.
If you go out and order oysters.
If you go out in Auckland to like a nice restaurant, people will be like, are they from Bluff?
Yeah.
Like that is the thing. And we've just pulled up to what feels like a fish and chip shop, and you can just grab Bluff oysters because obviously they're from just over the hill here.
Disclaimer, I've never eaten an oyster in my life and I'm not going to commit to it.
We're going to take Stace's Bluff virginity today. Come on, let's go inside.
Okay, fish and chops.
It even says fish and chops up there. You think it's on there?
No. I'm trying to find green bone, which is the local fish that we got. We got 2 of those. We got a scoop of chips. We got 6 battered oysters and half a dozen. Oh my gosh, we got a dozen oysters.
We got a dozen, yeah.
We spent almost $50, but we got a whole bunch of different stuff that we're going to take back to the van probably and try because it's cold and windy.
Yeah, so just to give you some perspective, look at the way the trees are moving, and Aston's probably wobbling at the same time. Whoa, straight away, they are big.
I think if I'm going to have one for the first time, I gotta go
Deep
battered
fried.
first,
Okay.
and then I nominate you to try it.
So this is quite a slurpy and not exactly a nice thing to watch on camera, but it's all worth it. I have never, genuinely, I have never, ever tasted an oyster that good. I think you're gonna love. You might even like these.
We'll take one.
They are like so smooth. I mean, I actually want to chew it and like properly taste it because it is just so fresh.
No, I've never seen ranch one.
No, that is insane. I put a little bit of lemon on there, but it really doesn't need it. So we're just looking at prices, like even for their AA oysters. So you get 6 for $20, and that's the biggest ones. They're top quality. I mean, it's a fraction, probably a half a fraction of the, what I said in one video, 3/3 the cost of what you pay in Auckland. It's so much cheaper. You got it, we've got 6 to get through. Ooh, that looks so, that fish is enormous.
Oh, it smells delicious. Oh, whoa. We probably only needed one. Oh, so the oysters are in amongst all of it.
Yeah. Oh, how does it look?
Oh, I'm scared. It's really, really hot. Wow, wow, wow. That must be mega fresh.
Yes.
So I'm confused then. Do you chew a battered oyster? You must.
I don't know. They
I don't
say
know the rules.
you're not really supposed to chew an oyster, but when they are that large, mate,
How are you supposed to swallow that?
it's like a steak. Yeah.
Ooh, I'm excited. Oh, I like crinkle chips.
Mmm.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Wow. We're
Oh,
full of
yeah.
positivity today. Other than the wind, we're full of positivity.
Oh,
Crunchy,
yum. Salty.
golden, salty, fluffy.
Yum, yum, yum. I'm scared. Ready?
Yep.
I'm not. The whole thing?
You're gonna have to. And cut.
It's so hot. Other than being about 400 degrees Celsius, which Dane did not warn me about, it's really, really hot. Wow. His temperature gauge can handle a lot more heat than mine can. I have to say, I know that people are going to be like, that's not how you eat oysters, but this is just a gateway into it. They look a lot scarier and a lot more gross than they taste. It was quite like, it was not what I expected. I expected it to be like chewy and have like hard bits and be like.
You shouldn't look at it too much, eh?
I'm
I think
still
that's the thing that
looking
throws
at
you off.
That was really nice.
Cool.
The better helps.
Yeah. Given the crappy weather and terrible forecast for the next few days, we decided instead to just tackle the 3-hour drive up to Queenstown. We've got a collection of videos from Queenstown already, and if you've seen those, you know it's literally one of our favourite places in New Zealand, and we couldn't think of anywhere better to wrap up this enormous road trip around the country.